You've uploaded regularly, maybe once a week, maybe twice, maybe even 3 times a week because you thought volume was the missing piece. You studied viral videos in your niche. You've analysed structure, you've analysed thumbnails. You've told yourself, if this format can get 2 million views for them, why can't it get at least 50,000 for me? But before we start, my name's Amar and I help beginners launch faceless YouTube channels that can generate over 100,000 views, have the potential to generate some crazy income, all that they need to show a face or use fancy equipment. Click the link in the description to book a call with me and we can discuss how I can help you. You've experimented with things like pacing, animations and sound effects. And every time you hit publish, you felt that small rush of hope. This might be the one. Then 24 hours passes, you check the analytics, and you're still sitting at around 500 views. Maybe 800 if it performs well. Occasionally it reaches over 1,000 and then you think that you finally got it until the next video it drops back down. Meanwhile, you're watching other creators in your niche hit 10, 20 and even 50,000 views like it's nothing. And you start asking yourself, how? How does it look so effortless for them when you're doing everything right and barely moving? So you assume there must be a missing piece, something that you don't know yet, a secret algorithm hack. But here's the reality most people don't want to hear. If you think working harder is going to separate you in 2026, you're already being left behind. Because the problem is almost never effort. In fact, majority of the channels that fail are the ones that are putting in the most hard work. They're scripting for hours, editing endlessly, tweaking every frame and obsessing over minor details. But they're solving the wrong problem. Most faceless YouTube channels don't fail because they're lazy, but they fail because they're focusing on the wrong ideas. And when you search in the wrong place, you might get lucky once in a while. You might even stumble into something that performs decently, but you'll never get consistent results. By the way, if you need help creating a faceless YouTube channel that can generate over 100,000 views, have the potential to generate some crazy income, click the link in the description where you can book a call with me and we can discuss how I can help you. You start second guessing your niche. You blame the algorithm. You wonder if RPM is too low. Worst of all, you convince yourself that the competition is too strong. And you start to think that maybe you're just not made for this. But none of that is true. Today, I'm going to show you the shift that successful YouTube channels are using in 2026 to generate ideas consistently. Why most people never understand this shift, and how you can stop second guessing and start generating ideas on command. A lot of channels are quietly applying this process, and because of that, they're not struggling with idea blocks. They don't panic before every upload, and they don't feel like they're reinventing the wheel every week. They operate differently. So let's talk about why most faceless channels stall in the first place. Most creators think they're stuck because their niche is too saturated. They believe that the algorithm favors bigger channels, and they think that the competition is too high. They look around and see other channels in the same niche that get hundreds of thousands of views without seemingly trying. And it's just unfair to them. So what do? They switch niches. They jump from finance to AI to history, thinking that each niche should be easier. Or they over-edit, add more motion graphics, more animations. They try to force retention through stimulation. Or they upload more frequently, thinking that volume will pressure YouTube into recommending them more. But none of those things address the root issue. Eventually they land on the same conclusion. If I could just get one viral video, everything would change. And that's where they get stuck. Because they're trying to invent viral ideas from scratch. They sit down and ask, what video should I make? That question sounds harmless, but that's the fastest way to waste hours. When you sit down trying to think of a viral idea, you're operating in isolation. You're relying purely on imagination. And imagination without data usually produces average ideas. So you end up with something safe, something generic, something that feels okay. And then you upload it and hope. Trust me, viral channels don't work like that. They don't sit down and brainstorm from scratch. They position themselves in places where ideas already exist. That's the difference. If you study faceless YouTube automation channels that consistently pull views, you'll notice something very interesting. They rarely upload random one-off videos. They don't chase every micro trend, and they don't purely ever rely on just originality, because they understand the principle that attention is more valuable than originality. They attach themselves to topics that already have attention but don't copy them. They reshape them, they angle them differently, and they repackage it for a specific viewer. Their ideas don't even have to originate in the exact niche. And instead of building isolated viral hits, they build systems, they build series. Look at finance channels, look at history channels, look at documentary style channels. They're not inventing new subjects. They physically can't. There are only so many topics in the world, and at some point, every topic has been covered. So what do? They zoom in. They find new angles inside existing attention. For example, the channel Kings and Generals made a video analysing Ridley Scott's Napoleon film to check if it was historically accurate. Napoleon has been talked about endlessly. His wars, his exile, his victories, his defeats. But instead of redoing his biography, they attached themselves to a cultural moment. The release of a film, and they inserted themselves into that wave of attention. Business Insider did the same thing. They didn't just make a video about Dubai, they made a video about the Dubai chocolate, And boom, factories are racing to keep up. Massive topic, but a narrow angle. It feels fresh. But the point is that it's built on existing interest. That's the shift you need to make. You don't brainstorm ideas, you harvest them. Because most modern ideas aren't truly new. They're combinations. Think about the iPhone. Steve Jobs didn't invent phones. He didn't invent MP3 players. He didn't invent browsing. He combined products that people already loved into one seamless product. And then he positioned it as revolutionary. Your videos work the same way. So how do you apply this practically? First, stop asking what video should I make? And think, what videos already have attention? Go into your niche and find successful faceless channels. Sort their videos by most popular and ignore number 1. That's usually a fluke. Focus on videos 2 through 20. Those represent patterns. If a channel has 5 different videos that all perform well and follow the same structure, that's not luck, that's strategy. That's a bucket. And once you identify a bucket, pick a subject you're interested in and immerse yourself in it. If you're in business, watch business podcasts and read books. If you're in history, watch documentaries and read articles. Ideas stop feeling forced when you live inside your niche. But here's the important part. Consume with attention. Replace what should I make with where's the attention already flowing. The second major shift is this. Extract the pattern, not the video. Most people copy titles and thumbnails. That's surface level thinking. Instead ask, what question is the video answering? And what promise is the title making? For example, the infographic show made a video titled, "What if you never slept day by day?" They're not just talking about sleep. They're answering a specific, extreme, hypothetical question. And they structured it day by day. That progression becomes part of the hook. From that structure, you can create dozens of ideas. Like, what if you never drank water? Or, what if you never used your phone? Same framework, different subject. Winning channels don't chase infinitely new concepts. They multiply what already works. One idea can become 20, and that's how channels post consistently without burning out. Before you plan your video, ask yourself, has this topic already proven attention? Is my angle clearer or more specific? And does my title make a promise that people genuinely care about? If not, go back. Stop guessing and finally use AI to accelerate everything. Take your idea and paste it into ChatGPT. Tell it, I run a faceless YouTube channel in your niche and you want 15 ideas around this topic that are either clearer or angled from a different approach. You'll instantly get options and you pick the strongest one. Ask for 10 more variations and within minutes you have 20 or 30 different angles. And from there, you refine. Again, if you need help creating a faceless YouTube channel that can generate over 100,000 views and have the potential to generate some crazy income, click the link in the description where you can book a call with me and we can discuss how I can help you. Once ideas are no longer your bottleneck, everything changes. Because effort was never the problem, direction was. And this is when consistency stops feeling impossible. It becomes inevitable at this point. I'm going to end the video off here. If you found it useful, make sure to like the video, share it with a couple of your friends and drop a sub. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.